Thank you all, and great to see everyone. And I see the large number of the audience. Before I can start, can you just clarify if are you able to hear me via chat?
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
Haris.
or
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Also confirm me. So if you are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah. We can
Yes,
see.
we can
Yes,
see.
yes, I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you all once again. Last many days, Anup is giving a great, knowledge and everything to us. And before I can say it was really interesting and many things we learn it. And it's a great media, I can say great forum where you can have a lot of things, introduce yourself and get more knowledge and knowledge. And I'll say it's a great thing which you can share the knowledge via the public forum, I would say. So let's just give me the glance overview of myself. Okay, myself Haresh Hirani, and I started my career as a field engineer. So everyone is used to say I work on many flavors. I would say I work for a desktop, printer, servers, racks. Also, I work for unique technologies kind of system center, many products in terms of the orchestration, in terms of the run books, and in terms of you can source COM or SCVM or many things. Okay. Right now, I'm working for one of the MNC and Tata consultancies. Okay, even I'm also contributing a lot more for the people. I start with 2016 with free WordPress, and sooner one of my friend has helped me to build on pages. I have published a lot more articles, which if I say in a unique viewer, I got around 3 million people viewer in each and every time, because I come up with the people have a problem. Let me just, even I'm working for some solution. Let the people has a view and useful. And many times I have received the feedback like, you have saved this many of the dollar if I used to go for Microsoft and help me like this. So that's kind of myself. And around 13 years I'm working with these technologies, and I have and currently working with kind of L for Microsoft team in terms of the TCS. Okay. If I'm going a little bit faster, please stop me. Okay. So I don't have much more slides. I'll believe on more practical. So I have built a lab for you guys, and I will show you how you can tackle your errors if you are finding some challenges, what to read. Okay. Instead of just we think in that way. Like, so I would say always, share knowledge and gain more confident on yourself, right? So thank you all, and today I'll be covering Microsoft Intune troubleshooting. Okay, and if I say so, this is my basic overview. Okay, and my basic agenda is to work through the introduction, common Intune features, policies, profiles, certificate, work through errors and solutions. So in this complete cycle, I will be using one of my lab. I'll be using Azure lab. I'll be using Intune console, and I'll be using many more kind of BI compliance reportings and how you can integrate with your Intune. Also, I'll be using Azure portal, okay, which is used for your diagnosing tool and other things. Okay, so this was today's agenda. Okay, as I say, I'm writing solutions. Okay, in this, this is my blog, Hirani Config MGR. I have many authors also. People are, whenever they feel this is a problem and they are contributing, and many things and many more are in a queue. So they will be updating articles on regular basis, right? So as I said, around 100 plus articles are available. It's just kind of problems and error codes. Recently, I have updated 11,000 error codes in my database. Okay, in terms of like whenever you go for any troubleshooting or any errors, which will come with 0x and something at 000 or whatever. So just put it in search box. You will get many kind of at least for what is that error and why it is coming for like this. Okay, so you will have a very glance view of the error codes, and just for understanding, then you start troubleshooting. As I believe, like to share knowledge and give the ideas. So once again, thank you all, and thank you, Anna, for giving me the opportunity to share knowledge. Okay, and to serve some things to our technical people who really need it on a day-to-day and regularly. Okay. Common issues, like I would say in Intune, like what are the things? Intune as a mobile device management, we know there are market many tools available, VMware having on and many others, right? So before we start is Intune, like we should know like what are the things are coming as a futures, okay? Like modernize the Windows 10 management, okay? So what you can do with Windows 10 as a modernized management, or what is a mobile ecosystems comes under, or if you say is a conditional accesses or a kind of securities, and each having their own categories, and we should have the complete view like modern device management or Windows 10 management. So what is this? Okay, Windows 10 autopilot or desktop analyte. What is a desktop analyte? So what the desktop analytics, like it will be used for kind of it will pick up your log and update it in your Azure portals, and you need to have a kind of subscription. So which will help you to understand like whether I can able to upgrade my device or anything or any errors or kind of thing. Or as a Windows endpoint configuration managers, so mobile ecosystem, you are just using your mobile for your companies or Windows Phone or iOS or Android. So these are the main engine features. If you want, I can share it to you, this complete slide. I cannot click each and everything, but which will be having a complete view of this. Right, like what it will come as an endpoint configuration manager, what it will come as an Android, what you will do with. Likewise, you have Defender, okay, ATP. I have heard like for a front door conditional access securities, and if you come as a Windows ATP, how you can configure it and what it will be using. I can say how we have many articles like what will happen if I do the ATP integration with my mobile device or if I do with my Windows 10 or anything. So it will be the collect the log if you are the part of the ATP enrollment process before a thread will come to your device. They will report to cloud and you can have auto remediation kind of things, and your security team is quickly, react to before come in the entire organization, right? So these are the things it will come as Intune is a complete framework and futures. Right. So as I told you, okay. So mainly I will be covering like policies. So what is the policies? Why it is like, because last I can say almost 5 days Anup is giving a lot of knowledge about the policies, how it will be each tab and everything. So I cannot go in a detailed way. As I told you, I'll give you the errors, what is error, what you need to look at, right? And if I still want to look it, if I do have time allowed, I will talk in more, right? So policies like a compliance policies. Also, what is a basic overview like a compliance policy? If I say I should just give a 6 digit of the password before enrolling, yes, if it is there, then it is a compliance. I can say if my mobile is something kind of company's pre-register set, and if it is there, then only conditional access. So these are the policies tab, I can say, and each tab having their own, you can create like a conditional configuration profile, scripting, all this thing which will come as a policies like a Windows Update for Ring or kind of. So as I say, like tomorrow your manager is coming and asking you, hey, I want to implement something via Intune. Can you just check it out? Okay. So we should know what are the things I can do with the policies. What are the things will come on each of the areas. If I ask, uh, like create a policies, yeah, Windows 10 and later, what are the things will come? Android device, which policy I can create, which is sometimes I have seen that the requirement says I need to do this, but that is not part of the policies, right? So we should be, as my motto, to put this view as a like what are the things are coming in a compliance policy in the platforms, whether in my platform is supporting that or not. Okay, sometimes it is not supporting, then still the requirement is there. How can we fulfill that? Okay, so let me give you the glance view of the policies, right? In terms of the Windows 10 and later, like you can say device health, you can create the policies. My device should be so and so with health and kind of way, like a device properties. What could be this? Let me just log in it and I will just walk through it very quickly. Yeah. So if I say in a compliance policy, let me just take it out one as a Windows 10 and later. So what are the things are coming in the policies? So you can say demo. Yeah. So like a device health, what could be this? My BitLocker is required, encryption is required, or require secure boot, it should be configured. So as I said, in a detail, I have not looked at as you have everyone has subscribed in the Intune trial version. Look each and every features, okay? Like my minimum Windows 10 OS version is so and so, okay? And that's kind of policies. If you ask me, like a required device from the compliance from the configuration managers or securities, if you configure my password is so and so or unlock the devices, length should be 4 digit or more or ATPs or anything I can say. So putting this, okay, you should be very well aware like what should my policy will allow, whether my policy has capabilities to do that job, and then you can take as a required action, right? In similar ways, Android device and compliance policies. So Defender ATPs, as I told, device health, device properties. So we should be aware about each and every things which is say as a policy. So the platform will supportable the things and how you can mitigate that. So then plan it and you can do that and based on the compliance policies. I say make policies is coming what and another thing, right? So as I say, compliant policies I saw, right? So similar way profiles, okay? You need to create a multiple profiles. Likewise, for input protection, your certificate, or I will be talking more about the certificate also. As I've seen, many people are finding a challenges if I do have the certificate issues in my organization, and how you can look at the error and problems and what need to read it on a certificate connectors or kind of things. So as I say, Windows 10 and letter profile, or you can do many things. Like right now, many templates is available in terms of you need to apply the group policy via on-prems and you need to apply via Intune. So you can create a profile, you can do many things. Let me just show you. So is why I put this point in this side, like you should be having the ideas like whether I can able to do these profiles. Sometimes I say problem with something kind of Defender ATPs. Someone say, hey, my Defender ATP is not working on Android device. Whether that profile is applicable or deployed or not, right? So things will be helping you to, if you know what other things are coming in the platforms and what platform is giving is capable to handle my profiles, right? So if I say emails, yes, email is applicable for every profiles like Android or iOS or Mac or kind of way. If you ask me, like I say, a multi-user device, which is only profile can be applicable to Windows 10, which not applicable to Android and iOS. So why I say tomorrow you are working in your organization, your boss is say, or some customer has reported, hey, this profile is not working for me. So if I know my profile is really applicable, and then only I can start looking on troubleshooting on the real devices, right? So as these are the profiles which will be, easily applicable on Windows 10. These are the profile on iOS devices or Android devices, enterprise devices. What can I do for it? So normally, if I say here, so PKCS certificate or PKCS import certificate or SCAP certificate or trusted root certificate, which is everything is applicable to each and every devices. If you see here, iOS or Mac or anything, right? So what it is, PKCS certificate, I can say. So I can say some profiles will be applicable to all the device, like each platforms, or some is only for Mac, or some is for only Android for workstation, or Android for you know, mobiles, right? So PKCS certificate is something kind of certificate contain private key, which is password protected, and you can import it, right? And one more scenarios I can say Intune is using like a PKCS imported certificate. So what is this? It's a kind of certificate which has a private key, mainly used for email encryption. Okay, and it's an international standard process, so they are using for it for a mail and everything in a encryption methods, right? SCAP certificate. What is a SCAP certificate? If you say in our on-prem language or anything, and the Microsoft language, people used to say NDES. Okay, so NDES is a replica of the SCAP certificate. So if you say I know the logically of the how the NDES certificate is work and other thing, okay, so non-domain join devices mainly used for NDES certificate. Trusted root, like you can say, I have a certificate with called Haresh.xyz.com. Okay, but in say I have to, even I have some child organization called abc.xyz.com. So my ABC is my child organization. I need to be trusted with Haresh. Then I should deploy my trusted root certificate to the child organization. Then only I'm able to talk to. So that purpose it used to be have a trusted root certificate, right? So let me say here certificates. Okay, so each certificate, okay, each normally you can have a multi-tenant certificates, or how the NDS certificate work, or you can say single NDS server also. But in terms of the Intune, we'll be using as NDS certificate as a kind of, you can have Intune connector, and which will be installed on your CS server or somewhere else. Then that certificate will be issued the template and validate, and they will pass it to, if it is you have a single NDS server. If you have a multiple NDS servers, right? If you say active and passive, one goes down and one goes up, then how it will be? Then also, like you can have a two-step profile which will be deployed, and it will be talked to your Intune connectors with the CS servers have been installed. Even I can show you as a a demo. I will just walk through it. Just I'm giving you as a glance view. What are the things as we can talk on the details, right? Similar ways, if you have active, both certificate will be, then either this goes down, I'm not able to talk, then another servers. So this cover your CAP profile will be talked to your XYZ domain and connectors, and you can have that on-premise as a data in a kind of way, right? So how the detail talk, if you say tomorrow you are doing something in your Intune from your on-prem devices as well as your Windows devices or MDM devices. What are the ports? Okay, normally the basic thing is for port communication. It's 443, it will take it up. But coming to next, like if you are say to work my certificate, what are the URLs should be allowed from my on-premises to the Azure cloud? And that's very important. Like if you don't allow these URLs, then your communication will not work. Okay, you may get any of the communication errors. How you can quickly look that error codes or something? Let me just say that I'm trying to talk my environment, and if I say I just put net state -, I will be getting here as waiting my connections. It will be not able to reach to anywhere. Or let me just try to be sync it. Okay, if you say here my accounts and work profiles, okay, if I'll say sync now, the moment I'll initiate it, it will say I'm establishing. See, are you able to see my screen? The moment I'll initiate, it is establishing, start establishing the communication with, you know, EC2 as Azure. It again reached to somewhere is bomb, and you see here the connection has been closed. So when this will come, your firewall or anything has been not breached or not allowed. Are you with me, right? So make sure before you start implementing, speak to your proxy team or firewall team and allow this as all the proxies and ports so that your Intune device, like a Windows device or anything, they may start communicating on this, right? So as I said, right, the Intune device will be mainly first talk with your NDS servers, and NDS server will get verified with your issued CS servers and domain controller if you have AAD and integrated with Azure AD and on-prem ADs. So that certificate and kind of communication has been established, and it will move it, right? So as I said, right now we just quickly look about the compliance policies, and let me just walk through it very quickly way, and then I'll talk to it in a detail in error codes. Like for example, you are doing as a policies Android devices administration, right? So what are the things I can say? Demo. So what are the settings will come, like Windows Defender ATP or device health, whether I can do with device manage administration or rooted or Google Play protected. If I say yes, then it is definitely protected. Thread scan. So you should be aware about the each and every settings, what it is applicable as a compliance policy, so that you're quickly, I can say, I have seen the people have reported issues. Hey, I have deployed this profile on my devices, but it is not applicable, visible, I can say. Why? Whether it is really or it's first of all we should be aware, like whether my device having that applicability or not, right? So accordingly you can start move it, and you can work it up. As I was saying, like these are the key points in the profiles and in terms of the certificate. So majorly in Intunes you will see errors. You install some application, you are not getting it. You install some profiles and it is not getting compliance, or else the user is trying to enroll the device and it is not getting authenticated. It is keep prompting connecting so and so servers and it is not connecting, right? So how you can look it? I will be using my small lab also. I have like Active Directories here. So if I can say in Active Directories CS server, I have not installed Intune connector here, but that Intune, if I install the Intune connector, which will clearly say that, like I will let me just try to install that also, that it started, so that you should be able to troubleshoot in a flow wise. Let me just go through it as a painting way. Like you can say, this is your user device. You are working your Intune devices and something kind of certificates, right? and it is going in Azure cloud for authentications. The moment the user says, hey, I'm enrolling this device, I'm getting some errors. Why? Like XYZ, XM dot something certificate CNMs like root.ca is not connecting, right? If you see here, last week I have published one of the biggest solution for Intune, like certificate issues, and it was a kind of customer was keep trying to enroll the device and it was keep getting the errors. Likewise, in a company portal, select the certificate you want to, but when they're trying to authenticate, it was not happening. So the issue reporter say, hey, something problem is in Intune. When you say you're sick, you check actually and problems on your Intune. You are never seeing any problems actually in your devices. All the devices you are seeing here, if you saw your profiles is and everything, you configure it. It's everything look perfect. So how to troubleshoot in this kind of here? So let me just quickly look at all the devices. You click here, even though it was showing compliance, check the inside, then you see the detail, then we come to know like only particular profile. See, if I say Intune as a compliance, there is a certificate profile which was having the errors. So by seeing that, we decided, I can say I decided to look on the detail log, okay? So I have just suggested to user, can you give me your logs, okay? How to collect the logs? You might be seeing that, like if you say in your company portal, you will be having a send error message or send an email to your admin. They will get this kind of logs. So by seeing this error, I come to know, like, see, if you say get, I'm not sure, it's very small, let's try to bigger, okay? Get certificate for access group. So there is a call one secure template which created for a certificate issuer, and that template was a user is not able to issue particular template, right? So coming to that, going into the deep, okay? Now we have errors. We come to know there is a problem with my certificate. Look on the CS servers. Okay, if you look on the CS server, log in the CS servers, there will be the lot of event will be generated. Likewise, I will log into my CS servers. I will show you, but they will say, hey, template name means so and so mobile user template. If your organization has given some names, it's a PKCS certificate failures. Okay, it was not problem with one user. It's entire user is because my complete certificate was not working, right? So how to move this kind of, by seeing this, okay, the error code, if I say, as I said, right, many error codes I have published in my blogs around all this. In terms of the Intune, I can say here certificate related all the errors. Likewise, the revocation function is, was offline. It means your CS certificate is not working as expected. Either your certificate has expired or something else, right? So let me just go to the back side, right? Coming to that, going in a detail again, say I said, now I come to know that my revocation has been expired. So I have logging to the servers, in a CS servers, see that there was certificate has been expired, okay, which was recently, and due to that, this profile, what none of the users are getting your certificate, and if you enroll in your devices, you are getting that errors, right? So just the CRL certificate has been renewed and your problem gets resolved. So this error was coming for enrollment, which was moved out, right? So similar ways, I would say here, again, I'm going to that, okay? So many times you can say, if you are in devices, enrollment devices, I have seen that it's very important, I can say, Apple push notification. Someone might be aware how to do that, or someone will be not aware. If you're not aware how to renew your Apple push certificate, let me just walk through it. If you don't, I can say for why we need a Apple push certificate. We need this to manage your iPhone devices and Apple devices. So how to generate this certificate, how you can look that and kind of renew that Apple push certificate. Let's just click on that. Okay. So as I have already enrolled, so first of all, if I want to renew, make sure uh, before expiring this and whatever the account you are using for Apple push management for your organization, make sure it is a company owned. Sometimes in some of the organization, people use their personal IDs and they left the organization. Then they don't know what is my Apple push username and passwords, right? So it's very important to have that. So as I say, how to enroll as a Apple push certificate and how to configure it, right? Let me quicker way I can display that. So if you just see that, you can say if I can delete it, then it will be the whatever my iOS devices I'm managing with my Intune portal, that will not work. So how to do that? Let me say download first the certificate, which will be this. Let me just save it. Are you able to see my screen, right? And if I'm going
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, we
Good
can
night.
see.
we are
and
able to.
thank you. And if I'm going too faster or if you're not able to, you can stop me. But I would just request you, please put your question and answer on last so that we will not lose our track, right? So mainly I will, one by one, I'm just moving up on the troubleshooting and things, right? So as I said, you just say, okay, I've seen some people are, not renewing on time. Let me just say how to do that. Now certificate CSR has been downloaded. If I click here and a point 3, create it, it will take me to my Apple login ID and password is. So make sure this is your organized, manage your username and password. Likewise, if you are working for some customer and you are admin and you are implementing, please suggest them to have a company own user ID and password so that you can not miss that. Actually, it's asking me to log in and two-factor authentications. Let me just enter it. Okay, I do have Intune CSR. Okay, it will show me. Okay, I can revoke it as I'm just renewing. So what I need to do it, if I before expiring, I must renew it. Okay, if I not renewed and after expiring, I'm renewing this, then whatever the device in your organization, they need to re-enroll and it will be the big again consider as outage, or you can say you need to again communicate to user and how to do another thing. So how to do the renewal? Let me just click on renewal. It is asking, hey, I'm just giving as a second renewal. Second, okay, renewal. They are asking vendor signed certificate. So which is I have downloaded. So I need to give that as a vendor sign. Please put on mute so that, okay, the moment I will update it, it will again ask, shall I download it or read it? So I'm re-downloading and I'm just saving that certificates. I have certificate now. So what I need to do I need to enter my Apple ID. So let me just enter it, my Apple ID. And certificates, which is I recently downloaded. Okay, then I have to upload it. So this is the process of your renewal of the Apple push. Why I showed you to renewal? Why I didn't show you? to how to do fresh, right? So renewal is very important. If you don't renew on time, right? Your certificate is being expired, and if you are renewing, then you need to re-enroll your all the devices, which will be the another problems and outage. Okay, so this is a one thing I will say. Let me just talk about my last, like how to troubleshoot on the troubleshooting Windows devices, iOS devices, and each error codes, or what error codes you will see and how you can troubleshoot it, right? So in my environment, I would say, uh, let me say devices, all the devices, if you ask me. So I do have around 4 Windows devices. In these, 3 are joined with Azure ready, okay, and one is just enroll it, okay. I have deployed applications also. I have deployed some apps also. So let me just go through it. If you say what are the apps I have deployed here, like I have deployed 7-Zip also to my Windows devices. I have deployed Windows Edge also and Windows 10 Edge also in iOS Store. So let me just talk about the errors. First of all, I'll talk about the troubleshooting on the Windows devices. What kind of error will come? It's little bit smaller things. Let me just do the little larger. So hope you are able to view my screen. Or if you're not, then please stop me. I will, yeah. Or else you can answer it on
Yeah,
my
yeah, we
chat
can.
window. Thanks. So whenever you are start thinking about your Windows devices enrollment, you should be basic aware about that. Okay, what kind of my license, whether my license has been assigned to the users. Okay, if yes, then you go ahead and next. Is my Windows having a latest update installed on the Windows device or some to work some Intune features? Likewise, if I say I'm running with my 1511, some features will not supply and support by Intune. So make sure that also you validate. Likewise, what exact error message you are getting? I would say let me create some error also, okay, for you guys. I will create it how to if you are create error means you are enrolling your personal device and you are getting some problems. What could be the errors, why it is, right? So I will show in this way also. And whenever the problems start, we need to understand like whether I'm having a proper seat and license. So let me start it from that. Then I will look it in a error codes. I would say here, if you are any of the users or devices, I'm say here logging to the all the users. I'm having some many template and temporary users. As I said, first of all, we need to understand whether I'm having a proper license has been assigned. If yes, then you are okay to first thing to enroll your devices. Likewise, why I showed you XYZ users is trying to log in or enroll the devices. They are not able to. Then what could you, the reason, how it will be, the what error will comes. Let's say I will create it one users, okay, as a new users, and I'll say XYZ, okay, and say XYZ, last name, demo. Okay, so as I have created some of the groups, if I'm part of that group, I will be getting a Intune license. If I'm not part of that group, then I will be not assigning the license. I'm just saying as it is. I'm saying where his user is located. Let me click in India. Okay, so the user is part of India, and I'll say he is, Intune. Yeah, I can say architect. Okay, create it. Yes, I have created. Let me just do the first of the troubleshooting. If I say here, I'm just logouting from this device, disconnecting. Yeah. Okay. So that the moment I will log into this as my user, I would say here, and I'm trying to enroll my device, I'm sure I'll be not able to do that. Okay. 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 Next. Okay. So that if you say here, likewise, so let it be do their job. So first of all, make sure you have the proper license and assigned to this. Some error codes like user is not authorized to enroll. Okay, you may get this kind of errors, 000C. Okay, and you so this is a generic common errors. So what it will be this? What could be this? Okay, there will be the maximum. Can you mute it, please? I'm sorry. Okay, so if you are seeing this error, it will be this kind of you are exceeding your device limit, or you have set user can enroll maximum how many device, and based on that you can have set the limit, and accordingly you can just quickly look that okay I have this kind of limit, and I can able to enroll my devices on kind of right. So let me just show you. If you say here enrollment, you have by default 5, 10, 15, and kind of way. So let me just go to it in a Intune portals. If you say device enrollment, the enrollment restriction. So by default it is 5. If I want to increase it, I can do that. One second. Properties, edit, right? So I can do maximum 15 device per users. Right now, if it is a 5, so 5. So as I said, if you are getting the error code with 0x8000 or so and so, with something went wrong or contact your administrator or kind of way, this is a kind of your workaround. Similar ways, let me say, the device blocked by your device restriction. Likewise, if you have some restriction or your admin has been blocked something, likewise, you cannot do this or you cannot allow your personal device. Okay, so similar error may comes. Okay, likewise, if you in Intune enrollment restrictions, you can create it like your restriction also. Let me say here restrictions, create a restriction, device type. Okay, I can say demo. Next, I can restrict many things like Windows MDM or allow. I can block it, or if it is even though let's say block Windows is a block right now, and I might be part of some security group which is like say Intune app deployment. This policy has been applied or is not to work. Or if a user is part of this Intune app deployment, then you cannot able to do your enrollment. So similar ways, how to as you are you understanding my logic? Likewise, if I say my device, yes, no, I'm not done that. I have done only one. Then there might be problem is a kind of some of the restriction. So if any restriction has been applied and part of some security groups likewise, then you can feel that, hey, there is a problem with this, right? So right now everything has been allowed and it is applicable to all devices. But if I do some restriction from this device level, then you can do this as a this kind of enrollment error will comes. Again, the computer is running with Windows Home, okay, which is you and trying to enroll with your Azure AD, okay. We may get the call like, hey, my device is a personal device, I'm trying to enroll it, which is not allowing me. But as Azure AD will demand, minimum version of the Windows 10 is Pro and higher edition, and then only you can allow that. Okay, so similar way, another errors. You as I'm keep talking about today's as errors, and what you need to do that. Okay, I have many errors. Okay, let me talk about like a user not allowed to enroll it. You can try again it. Okay, I think so. See, something went wrong, your device, you not set up it. Are you understanding? Because the user don't have the license right now, and that's why you are getting one more error, right? So error code is something like this. So that, as I'm always saying, if the user don't have the license, then you will be not able to enroll your devices. Let me go ahead to next, right? Similar way, okay? So you can try again, and it's a very generic error, okay? You can contact your administrator, okay? So what you can do that, okay? User may join device to the Azure AD as a none. Are you understanding? Likewise, if you say here in Azure, let me just logging in and show the practicals. I have here is Azure AD users. Yeah, yeah. Home, Azure ADs, devices, device settings. Okay. Sometimes as user may join device to the Azure with none. If I do this, I may get again the similar errors. What is that? This user is not allowed to log in and enroll, or user cannot try to log in with admin portals, right? So that this, as I'm always talk about, like you just log into the portal, give the permissions, make sure it should be the all users, or you have some restriction, only particular user is part of the some group. I would say some organization like larger, they have limited license. So for managing the license, they will create a security group, right? And if I'm part of that security group, then only I'm able to manage with my Azure AD devices, right? Otherwise, I will be not. If I'm say, then I would again, you need to add it to only particular users. I need to say, or I'll say, if I'm say Intune license users only, I'm able to manage these devices or Azure ADs like this. Okay, instead of none or all or anything. Are you with me? So this will be helping you to whether I'm not having any certain policies or anything which is not allowing me to move further in. Okay. Again, I'm saying another errors. I'm keep talking about the Windows errors, okay, and then I will walk through it on Windows log. What to look it in your Windows log, okay? Errors, something went wrong, or your device is already enrolled. Contact your vendors. How you can do that, okay? So if you go to the settings and account work access, okay, to determine users, like how it will be, another user is already connected, so kind of. So what you can do that, let me say settings, account and work access. So any of the accounts which you have connected, like we say users, I'll say administrator, uh, I'll say, and it's not like this. missed that settings. 1 minute. So user settings. Okay. So make sure in Azure AD you should be having a extra work access and look the message similar like any message is coming in your accounts, like for example any of the users and what it is and other things, so that you can have your complete view or audits or any error message is coming to particular users which you are getting in the same. Likewise, if I log in with the particular account, I say, hey, I'm getting this message, whether it is the same or something else, right? So things is next, okay? So logging to the how you can do that, okay? So in the settings, let's say work an account, okay? Check whether I'm already logging in this. So as I told you, right? So following already work and kind of methods to similar it, go for it. Another user is already connected. So similar, likewise, say settings connected. If I have connected multiple users, I will try to enroll two users. Right. I'll be getting a notification as I have enabled the authentication apps. So yeah, I'm approving in my mobiles, so it's allowing. Yeah, so I need to be set to the hell of a pin. Hold on, it's a part of my compliance policies which is configured. So it is good. Now let me connect to another users as the same device. What error message you are getting? Say info.t, right? See, your device is connected, which I'm saying, because why the error message? User, as you are the admin, you don't know whether that user system is already handled with portal or not. So you need to ask your user, can you help me to give me the access log in a connect screenshot to look at that, right? If it is that, then you will be not able to enroll it, as my device is already used by administrator, not anyone else. So are you with me, right? So I think I'm going in a flow. Please say if you have any doubt, or stop me on that, or I can go if going a little bit faster, right? So again, I'm going in another errors. Account is not allowed on this pawn, right? You're just trying to log in and you have some problems. Make sure your information provided is correct and try it. So the whoever the users try to enroll the device, okay, is not having the license. So it's, as I showed you, the license is primary things to look the troubleshootings. In terms of as organization in a real time, they will be having a security groups. In that group, user is part of member, then only I will assign that license to that, right? Or kind of way. Or some organization will be using a device-based license, so that the device-based license will be there. So as I said, the user-based license is already, so look that MDM said already. So mobile will be having this MDM or Office 365, the license or not, right? To see that, let me just quickly look it. Okay, it will be the similar ways. Okay, you will be seeing this. Okay, let's say here, logging to the Azure portal, and you have not set the proper MDM and MAME profile. I have seen this problem. Okay, I'm just going through the same way. The Azure portal, let me look at that. I'm in home, Azure Active Directories, mobility and mobs. Okay. Configuring this. Right now, I have only two MDM solutions. If I have multiple vendors, I can use it like any of this AirWatch, IBM Mars, or Manage Engine. There are many vendors available in the markets. So I'm talking as a Intune. In this Intune, you don't configure this profile properly, then you will be not able to enroll your device. So for example, by default, this will be the URL. Whatever you are seeing my screen, I don't know. Let me just take a screenshot and I'll little bit explain you more because I have seen these errors. Okay, so if I will quickly round it here, if I do have this properly 3 URL, then my Azure AD join will work without any problems. But in sometimes scenarios, if I have here more than others, then your personal device will not work to join it. Likewise, I have, if you see in this screenshot, I have put it here one more URL, which was in others, like let's say here, coming to this, right? So if you see my right side, you are seeing one more URL has been added here. By default, if this, then you will be having you will be able to log in and enroll your Azure ready without any problem, okay? But a domain join. But if you are trying to enroll with this, likewise, if you have kind of multi URL like this, and you will be not able to, it will be keep rounding, and you will be having an error message. Okay, so that, as I said, make sure your MAM policy and the user restore policy will be perfect, so that you will be not having. Why I showed you that, let me create a problem statement here. You have that URL in somewhere else, likewise this. Okay, tomorrow some 10 home user PC is trying to enroll in your portals. Okay, it's not my corporate device. So that if I'm doing that, and they will say, hey, it's asking authentication, but it's not working. Okay, or else you might be selected like none. Okay, or you might be selected here like this as a properly, but here you have applied to only some users, which is not part of that. Okay, then these problems will be occurred. Okay, so Windows users must be or kind of thing. So if I'm part of this group, then only. And if you say, hey, my URL is perfect, but I'm not able to use this, so these problems will create it more, right? So make sure you should be having a MAM policy has been configured like this. If I say, if you have like this in the right hand side, you are seeing that screen. Okay, then your personal device will not work. I'm just giving you, if you want to show you as a demo, let me just create it likewise in Tune team. Okay, uh, go to this, create it, apply it. I'm just saving it. Okay, this is my laptop. I have already enrolled it. I'm just quickly disconnecting. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll show you. It will just do their own job. Okay. So once it will be, then I'll try to re-enroll that. Okay. Now, device is removed. I'm just joining with other device, other users. And infotech.in. Okay. Next. So that, as I said, it will becomes like this, and it will give me as a errors because my MAM policy has been not applied. So make sure you should be having a proper things, or I can say it is asking, so it may get it if the policy has been not replicated. Uh, let's say. uh Yeah. Uh, the personal thing has been, so I feel that it will be the Azure AD will be not able to join it. Let me do that. Okay. So as I said, make sure your restoration and MAM policy will be correct to avoid what error. Account not allow, or make sure your phone has been. I have seen these errors. Okay. So I've done the default settings. Okay. So coming to the next. Okay. What is this? Make sure it. And another errors. Something went wrong. Okay. Confirm you are signing to correct information that your organization is used. So, or you can try it again your contact your system admin errors. Error code is 80026. Why this error will come? Okay. The Windows computer to the Azure, both is conditional are true. Okay. And if it is not, then you will not able to do that. Okay. As I said, here it will be none. Okay. Or some or all or kind of any of the condition is not matching, then you will see this kind of error code like a 26. Okay. Like moving to the next. Okay. The certificate is not valid. Okay. If you say uh, that's completely client software is out of date or kind of your legacy PC management. So this is no longer right now. It was previously when you were having a Intune as an agent, but some customer might be using it or not sure. So right now there is no legacy software available. Okay, I'll just log in it. But so if you have not having a certificate, then you need to be, let's say, getting this kind of errors. So I would say legacy PC management, start it. So it is coming as this one only, as the modern device like automatic enrollment and other things. Previously we used to get the Intune as, I can say Intune as software, right? So you can use it for that and kind of thing. We used to use that. Okay. Uh, I see. And in a Windows, I have many more errors in the Windows. Let me just look at that. Okay. So Intune, autopiloting and something. Yeah. As I showed you, like, if you say in a Windows, there are a lot more error codes. Okay, most of the error codes I have updated in my portals. Likewise, make sure you should be validating that error codes. Okay, like the clock of the computers is not set correctly, then what error code will come, right? And could not active the enrollment. Okay, your company is not available or whatever reasons. Okay, so that company portal unavailable, right? So as I said, telemetry is not available. You are not, if you are enrolling your Intune, then only. Let me just speak more about desktop PCs, right? So as I said, okay, let me just quickly look at. Okay. Now, the Windows enrollment error codes I have completed for Windows error codes, but let me look at if you have deployed application to your system, what you need to look at and how you will troubleshoot, right? As I said, I have some devices I'll be using for today's lab. Let me quickly start it. So, home, and say the Intune. I have device and compliances. Uh, devices. Okay, all the devices. So I have this many of the devices. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and if I say the current device which I have login was name, it's a work. It is no longer because I have unenrolled it right now. Better I will just do it so I can show you demo here itself. But illustrator instead of personal device, let me make it Azure ready. Illustrator. Sending me the mobile notification. I'm just approving so that it will be all set to enroll my devices. Join it, let it be. Okay, as I said, I do have another devices, so just need your help if you are able to view my VMs. Can someone clarify me? Are you able to see my VMs?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. If not, let me start backup VM also. Right. I have done it right now. So let me quickly go to the info. Okay, I'll just sync it. So my device will send the complete data to my Azure portal. Yeah. Okay. 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 So as I said, I have deployed, if I'm say here, let me log in. Click on settings. If my laptop may get hang, then I will switch it to another laptop. So just bear with me. Sometimes due to the heatsink problem, it is not working, or it may get rebooted sometimes. As due to lockdown, I cannot able to go and replace that. Okay, so let's reduce the load. Let it be. I'll just use my physical system here. Okay. So I have deployed something to my devices, or might be the device will be visible. Yeah. It is not evaluated because I need to log up and logging it. Okay. The moment I will be log up and logging it, it will be completely see here like what are the apps has been or anything. The policies will be replicated. I can switch it, but I will be not able to view my again everything. I need to start using this only. Yeah, it's start helping me. Let me shut down one. I'm okay with one. Sorry, it's a little bit very slow. As let's see. Okay, so as I said, always whenever you start doing a troubleshooting or anything, make sure the things what you are doing, you should be aware on this. Okay, then you can easily quick it and you can catch it where it is problem and how it is. For example, how to read the log. Okay, as I have not just got it. I need to just reboot it or then log in it. But I have the screenshot, so I can go for it instead of waiting something. No, I'm not sure. Let's just keep rounding it. It's not helping me. Okay, for example, okay, what you have to look at. I think you are able to view my screen as a note. I have opened my notes here. And let me do a little bit bigger, then you can have a very clarity views. Okay. Whenever you deploy in your application, in your something in your desktop or Windows 10, you will see it like in your event viewer, application and service, Microsoft, Windows and Windows device management, enterprise admin. That event ID will be there 1924, and that event ID will be showing you like a so and so user has been cancelled installation or kind of way. Okay, so this event you can gather it in your device and collecting a log or anything. Can you please mute it? Okay, so if you have the Intune or Azure license and you have the storage, you can do the diagnostic settings by creating a storage account. Okay, and that could be, you can send it your troubleshooting log, audit log, or anything, and you can create it and let it will be stored to the Azure. And for that, you need to have just a Azure subscription. Let me say here, and I have also configured it like one storage account for MDM and other things, so that I can use for my troubleshooting and other things. As I say, share access and all the things has been I have already enabled. If you have the license of your Azure and that log based on your need, you can send it to, and it will be the completely having access. Likewise, your keys or diagnostic log. What are the logs will be transferred or kind of I'm getting disturbance, please. Okay, so this uh, not sure who was on mute. Let me just
Can you
quickly.
please mute all? Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, because I'm little bit losing the track, so please mute it your line, okay? So if you want to troubleshoot and capture it via your Azure portal, you need to have one storage account, Azure subscription. Then you can configure it, your blobs and service, and there is a kind of like as I created this blob URL as a SaaS. So my entire things will comes here. What will comes? Based on my Intune, whatever the things I have done it for troubleshooting and other things, what data I should go and set it on my portals and Azure, that kind of things you need to be set it on this. I can close many URLs. I think so. Yeah. Reports, as I said, diagnostic setting, right? So as I was here, so let's just again go back to, if this error code will show you your application service, event, Microsoft device management, enterprise, and diagnostic provider, admin, right? Similar way, if you deploy the MSI, what you need to look it in your Windows 10, okay? And I would say like if I deploy the MSI, the log will be generated an MDM profile, policy names, and other things. And this is a logs, right? So that you can see that. Let me just show you how does agent get the policies. See, if the moment I will enroll my devices, the by default C drive program data, Microsoft Intune management extension log will be generated. I think my system is reported. Let me try it. Admin 8. Okay, it is already login. Okay, so I'm just want to show you this. That's why. let it sync here. Okay, then go to the down. Let's okay, I'll be just closing it, but talking to this. As I said, pause my notes. Okay, C drive programs Intune as a logs. Okay, that will be having a complete view of your logs. Let me paste it. See agent execution, what they are doing. Windows 10 so and so, they are trying to connect so and so URLs, right? So if I say my firewall having a not allowed is configure the URL or traffic, you will be not able to do that your job in Intune. So whenever you can say Intune management extension, it's you see completely it is talking. You need to read it out of top to down. Okay, then you will come to know. Okay, they send my request. Currently, proxy is connected to this. Now, as a reported kind of way. Are you understanding? As the log location will be there, C drive, program data, Microsoft Intune management extension, and logs. Let me go ahead and as I just give you the glance view, okay, like you deploy something and what it will be, where it will be the data. For example, you deploy some script, okay, as a PowerShell. So it will be the definitely inside the policies and kind of C drives. Let's just go through it in each day. I can show you how it will be this. Some policy will be created. I have not done it okay yet, so that's why it is not showing here. Okay, see, you will see what are the things come here. Okay, so policy is I have not yet created any policies. That's why. Okay, detection script or anything, then it will come here incoming or staging or things. So you need to look at your C drive programs Intune content, right? Similar way, you should have same the policies, the registry values. HKLM software, Microsoft, Intune, micro management extension and policies. Okay, I think so. These are the paths you can have the complete policy has been applied or not. I'll not take much more time as we are going beyond on time. But as I say, how often your Intune, like your Windows 10 has been enrolled and it will check for a new policy every 60 minutes. Okay, okay, it will take a new policies. Okay, if I want to, someone having a doubts, hey, I created the policy, I need to enforce it. How can I do very quickly way? There will be the services will be deployed. The moment you enroll your device, it will be create the one services. In terms of the Windows, you can go to the services. I would say here, run services. Click on yes. You will see here Microsoft Intune as a service, Microsoft Intune management extension. I can restart it or I can raise. As I say, I have not logging with admin, so they might be not having ICO. If I restart the service, it will again force the new policies from the Intune portal and it will work it, right? Is there any particular order? I'm just keep say people answer, okay, you can execute the script or any. There is no order. It will be execute based on the, randomly, you can say. I would say you deploy the any application, Windows 32 app by Intune portals. What you need to look it? You need to look HKLM software, Microsoft Intune management extension apps. You will see that, like you can say, yellow is name provided by execution command. What is a command? Here, just I have given as a Google Chrome. Let me quickly, okay. And the green is like Intune apps GeoID, right? So if I say this is my GeoID for that app. So likewise, I have some, if you talk, I can talk 10 more minutes. I can show you what is a prerequisite if you want to look at the report by Power BI. As I showed you, diagnostic, you can do it. By default, we do have many reports and other thing. You can see the device complaints and other things. But if you want to do the more data warehousing and you do have the Power BI licensing, and you can use that URL as a desktop, or else you can directly use as a Intune warehouser. So how it will be, as I do have some trial, I can build some customization. You see my company logo and other things. I can do as a compliance overview. So as apps, you can many things you can do. I have just enrolled as a Intune compliance. So in Intune compliance, you can look at how many devices are there, how many AAD compliance OS and non-AAD compliance. You can look at many things like select all. If I say select all, which OS are available. Okay, so detail dashboard you can look at. Let's say quickly on Intune compliance in a detail. Okay, let's say you will have the Windows. You can view here, or if search by OS, what kind of, you can say non-compliance device like this. I think it is very small, but yeah, you can look at the device and kind of based on the Power BI. I would say if you are having an Intune trial version, start exploring. You say if you need to be do more, then I would say you can say desktop. You have the Intune, can say Power BI desktop, OAD data feed. Copy this OAD data feed. Then I can say Intune, sorry, I can say Power BI desktop, and you can give or connect your establishment with this URL likewise as O data feed, and you have the complete similar structure. Create your custom dashboard and integrate with your Intune portal what you are needed. I think I have tried to cover it many things. I have many other error codes. I hope we are crossing the timeline as 7:30, but as I'm completed. So let me take it up as a questionnaires and answer. So if you have anything, please go ahead and now, as I said, you can pull the data from here, get data, and let's say or data feed. Okay, so or data feed, so that is your desktop and it will prompt you. I'm getting some errors. I have installed multiple BI in my desktop, so it will take it up your prompt way, and you will get, as I'm getting error, but it will prompt you your username and license. As I said, I have assigned this license BI to my one of the user, so he is able to do this job likewise. So make sure you have the proper licensing. Another thing, you can do that many things on your, like I say, this will be, I can be able to view on my Azure license to that users. Let me just quickly locate it as that I am having a BI license on this licenses. Applications, and I said 2 applications license I have assigned to. I think so. Need to recheck it. So I have done for the Windows, and if I'll get the time, I will talk to you more about Android and iOS device troubleshooting. So it is time for take the questions and answer from you guys. Please go ahead and ask me. And I would say if you are not, subscribe on my blogs. It's pretty easy. You can having a many solutions on your emails, right? How to subscribe, put your email ID here. So any of the articles which is coming in your inbox, which is published, you will be having. Mostly I focus on the troubleshootings and errors. Like if I have these errors, what is the solutions kind of way. So keep watching it and keep watching my space. Keep contributing on, based on my timely. It's time for you guys. Please, you can ask the question and hope you like whatever the things I have prepared for today's session. Please give me the feedback by sending me the emails on my mail IDs. Let me just say, if anyone want to connect me for anything, please reach out me via, this blogs or similar. My mail ID is Hirani Haresh or Hirani config mgr at outlook.com. I have, or else you can type it Hirani config mgr at gmail.com and reach out me, or you can ask, or I will be, keep watching. I know forum which is recently, is developed. So, and it's very useful for everyone. I would say one thing, if you want to be very good troubleshooter and quicker way to provide the solution, instead of looking a red line or a yellow mark, start reading the logs from the top to the down. Okay, then I may take a chance in future, like if I'll get like how to read the debugger files on your OS, like you have some problems in your OS, like a down file or anything, and we'll try to get knowledge in future also, right? So it's yours now. Thank you all, and I'm sure you will like it, and please send me the feedbacks. Anup, hand overing to you.
Yeah, thank you, Harish. It was a great session, and as yesterday I told about Deepak session. This is real world, right? Real world experience and the raw experience of Intune. That is what we got a lot of knowledge from Haresh on those points, right? So this is his experience with Intune. So he did a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of stuff with Intune. That is what he shared, right? So hopefully this was very helpful for you all. If you have any questions, please mute or like come out of mute and speak up and ask questions.
Or else you can put your question on chat windows. Let me just watch it, your chat windows. So that will also help pull me.
Hi, Haresh. Yeah, this is
Uh,
Prasad.
can you provide
First,
like
to
troubleshooting
thank
for
you.
software updates, like how we
So
can?
please one at a time.
Yep.
One at a time, please. I don't know. You two people were talking together. So
Hi, yeah, this is Prashant here. I have a questions like how we can look out for troubleshooting software updates through Intune. Like what are the ways like to make sure the device are getting updates through Intune?
Okay. Let me quickly answer it. Okay. If you say in a software update, okay, first of all, make sure, uh, I will say in a scenarios, in like if I'm say Intune is like there is called a Windows update for a business. If you configure the Windows update for business, then you will be able to do the troubleshooting via Intune or kind of your updates or Intune rings or anything. But based on your settings, as I would say, let me just, I think I have stopped share my many screens. Let me do the final share, the main screen. Yeah. So based on your updates, ring and updates, okay, there will be the profile will be created. And whether first option I will ask to do the troubleshooting on the Windows update or future update or rings. Wherever I'm deploying this profile, okay, likewise update as a profile ring, and it should be the future whatever the version, right? So make sure this profile has been assigned to which group and which SB. Yes, I'm part of that group, and that profile has been deployed. You need to look first my profile which is created for update for my ring or business, that is compliance. If it is, how to look the compliance? As I'm saying, everything is interrelated. Okay. For example, if you ask me in this device, if I say device compliance, I have deployed some 10 profiles. In this 10 profile, one is having errors. So what is that error? Whether if my profile has been applied, then you need to start looking on your endpoint. And what it is my endpoint? As I showed you, whatever the things you do in your endpoint, you need to look the log whether whatever your agent is setting. Let me just quickly say, as I say, cancel it. Here, uh, in Tune extension logs, you will see that my profile has been reached to my device, sync it, and once it is there, and your system is ready to get the things. And then you need to start looking your same way. If your device is with SCCM, we used to read the logs like from the logs directory. If it is not, then we need to start looking for Windows update.log if it is kind of coming from internet, right? So this is a kind of way we can troubleshoot it. Prashant, I hope I answered it.
Yeah. Most of the question was informative. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Next.
I just want to add on his question one more thing. So, recently I am facing the issue. So I have a couple of device which is under the co-management policies. So yeah,
Mhm.
obviously that is not fully managed by the Intune. So in that scenario, how I can do the troubleshooting if I'm facing the any update issue, because in that devices, which just now you saw that I can't see that services is running for that, the Intune, and also I can't see under the Windows program file, I can't see any folder also, which usually created by the Intune. So,
Okay, so answer is pretty clear. I can say uh, your device is not received the Intune policies. So first of all, you need to look it in Intune portal, which profile error, which policies are not meet your expectation. Okay, what is the error message? Second thing is, as you said, I am a part of core management. Okay, if you say as a core management, so in your CM device, okay, agent control panel, if you look it is a property, co-management second general tab, you will see that co-management is equal to enable, right? By default, it will be the disable. So you start troubleshooting from there. First of all, look on your portal, what is the policies and anything, any errors. Second thing, check your client agent is receive the policy and saying I am part of co-management is equal to enable. Then the third will be coming as a newer, like if I say my device agent is saying co-management is equal to yes, then another thing is in the